chase your dreams and work on your ideas. Put that work in and still work out, working on your features. Special cause you more than just a woman, so I leave. Respect you like Aretha, then some boom like Adina. Wear your crown and you know you queen like Latifah. And you fresh up put together, that's IKEA. In a Kia, but you whip it like a Beamer, yeah. And you got that bag on your mind. You just get better with time. I know that you know this, so I take the time to say that I know this. Ain't wasting no time. I see you growing, ain't wasting no shine. I see you glowing. You got the mind of the Obama flow. This you want it, you get it, you got it, you own it. You running a business, so working from home. It's a whole lot of focus, and so not a bonus. I see you. I know you've been working, you've been putting work in. You ain't playing no games, and you know it's working. You know you a blessing, make me wanna worship. A little motivation, let you know I see you. I see you. Oh, 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 I see you.
Someone you know, cry through the night.
Cry through the night.
Someone that's lost, stuck in the dirt, buried alive.
Buried alive.
I pray for vision, I pray for wisdom, I pray for weapons against the system. I pray for freedom to free the victims, to heal the brain, no pain inflict them. I pray for real, I pray for real. I talk to God, then wait for real. Can't fake the fun, can't fake the feel. I pray for fun, I pray for real. I pray for y'all.
Yo, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in to CYA Confessions of a Young Adult. We're here with another jam-packed show with a couple of trending topics and things we're going to get into. Not just opinions, but we're going to state some facts as well. How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good on this Tuesday. I can't complain, man. God is good all the time and all the time.
God is good.
I didn't think you was going to finish.
I didn't even know he was going to pass it to me, but I have to stay ready, you know?
But before we get into our show, I want to go right into Matthew 7:12, which is the scripture for the show. Do unto others as you will have them do unto you, for this is the law of the prophets. That is the golden rule that God gave to his disciples. And that can apply in a lot of ways. If we just learn to live right by God. But we're humans and we fall short of the glory.
Yes, sir.
But we keep pressing towards the mark. And whatever that mark is for you, you keep on pressing towards it. So we're going to get right into it. Right into our trending topics, man. This first topic we can really dig into emotionally because we both have gone through it. But this trending topic, this girl came out and on some job. I gotta say something. I hate that it's a black woman that keep doing this, man. It really bothers me that it's a black queen doing this, and I mean a girl in general, because no girl should think like this. But this girl Keisha BG stated that if we're not married, it's my child, and I don't have to give my child that I carried for 9 months the last name of a man who ain't my husband. He's just a father, and there's no long ties to him. Even if we're married, I don't need to give my kids my husband's last name. It's 2021. And when I first saw this, man, I can't lie. It really frustrated me that a woman could be so... I gotta be careful what I say. Just that a woman could think like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no long ties. Like like, I understand that you carried the baby, but there ain't no baby without me. And although there ain't no baby without you, but in simple terms, the key got to go into the car for it to start. And even if you push starting it, you still got to push it. You still got to push something for the car to start. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes, sir.
And like I said, I hate that it's a black woman that stated this, because they've been getting the long side of the. That's why a lot of them are single. I'm gonna just say it.
Are you talking about women in general, or a black woman?
And when it comes to relationships, women in general, but I've noticed in our generation, a lot of black women are single due to this mindset that they don't need nobody. And they don't need man.
I agree.
And this and that. And that saddens me, because them the same women that'll get older and complain that there ain't no good man out here. And this and that, when they got men that'll, you know what I'm saying, do things for them that the other person wouldn't do.
Man, if they ain't spending no money, they ain't trying to hear that.
And that's a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother subject. But yeah, this first off, if we not married, it's my child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to give my child that I cared for 9 months the last name of a man who ain't my husband. So why would you say that and then said I don't have to give my husband? So first you said if we not married.
And
so she said no matter what.
Period.
No matter what. I ain't got she doubled down on it, didn't she? She said if you ain't my husband, it ain't going down like that. But even if you is my husband, I still don't. See, I saw her post the other day. I wish I would have sent it because we could have showed it on the screen. A guy said, and it's messed up, but it's so true. I have to paraphrase it. He basically said, being a dad now shows me why my dad walked out on my...
See, that's a touchy subject, because the women, of course, are going to say walked out. But I've learned as being a dad,
for sure,
it's very easy to feel pushed out as a dad, especially when y'all not together.
I agree.
I don't know. My dad wasn't in the picture either, but I don't want to say I want to blame my mom, but I definitely want to hear both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying?
No,
because women, y'all don't make it easy.
Yeah, they don't. And then they complain about ain't no man in the house and all this bull job. And I'm really sick of women. This whole, you know what? I might be turning the curve with you, Elijah, on the whole.
Oh my God, Elijah will turn you.
The whole, the whole feminist thing. Like, some of it, I emphatically agree with. They do have rights. Mm-hmm. They should be able to fulfill their own dreams and this and that. But sometimes, because women really don't know what they want, and I think it creates so much confusion within themselves when men are so simple. Now you have not all women are that way. Let me say that before y'all jump on my neck. Not all women are like that, but I do believe like how could you be so ignorant? It's 2021, so like. All right, so if the dad is like, all right, what if I don't want to be in the kid's life because I don't want to? Is that different? Am I comparing apples to oranges with what she said because she feels so emphatically about what she said? Because if he chose to do that route, what is she gonna do? Run right into the child support and have that, which we finna go into our first topic. And I wanted to drive it down that way, which the first topic is the whole child support system and how fathers deal with it and this and that, and if it's fair and if it's unfair. And I pay child support. You pay child support too as well.
Sir.
So we're both a victim of the system. In which we're forced to pay, not that we wouldn't take care of our child, but we're basically forced to take care of financially, it comes out automatically. So How do you feel about child support, man? And the fairness and the unfairness. Who deserves it? Who doesn't deserve it? Should it be in place at all? Like, how do you feel about? How do you feel about it? Because this goes a long way if you go back into the 80s.
Yeah, it goes way back. The concept of child support was basically to drive the fathers out the relationship. But now, I mean, I get the idea of it. And the only way to fix it, in my opinion, is to where child support is not only given to one, but it's a shared thing, like on a credit card.
I always believe that too.
So
because the thing I don't get, so like for instance with me, I get my son in the summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get him 1 month out of the summer.
And that month, she's still getting child support.
She still get
He
that
ain't
child
even
support. I don't see none of that money. You know what I'm
He
saying?
ain't
Which
even
I
over
don't.
there.
I'm okay. I'm. You know what I'm saying? It's not bothering me. But at the same time, like everything is so strong-minded, like for the women, and I feel like that's so unfair. How if a man is. If he's a father, you can just automatically put him on child support. And so many women do it out of vindictiveness and to get back at him, to hurt his pockets and this and that. And it's
temporarily, but child support is not a temporary
It
thing.
isn't.
And that's why I think they don't get it.
Yeah.
Child support, that's not no temporary, oh, I just want to scare him. No, that's 18 years that you just signed.
Yeah, and really it can be more than that if they go to college.
Yeah.
So it really could be more than 18 years. So you really, and it's not like you wouldn't spend that amount of money anyways, or
Exactly.
somewhere around that amount, you know, if you're very active in the child's life. But I guess the notion of it is that, like, it's like we have to pay double, and that's the part that I don't like. Because if it was in a shared account, then it's one where when he's with me, I have access to this money.
Yes.
And both parents can see the transaction on what, so we ain't out here just buying a bunch of crap with it.
See
You know what I'm
Sally's beauty supply on the child support card.
But then they could get away with that because then they'd be like,
you ain't getting away
they'll
with
be
that.
like, oh, that's why I get the baby
No
hair
kid,
products.
no kids product
That's
in
why I
there.
get his combs and
They about $199. I see $200 charged.
You're right though, and that's all on hair and weave and all that stuff. But yeah, I feel like the child support system is just so unfair, man. And I wish, like I said before you started speaking, it goes back to the late 70s, 80s, where basically when the whole child support stuff started, and so many women chose that side to get help from the government, then to basically allow the man to be in the child's life by his own right and this and that. And that's when the whole division just started, man. And people don't realize how deep the whole division of the government goes within dividing the black community. And it's really nasty because it's one of those things where we ask ourselves now in 2021, how can we beat the government? How can we come together and this and that? But in reality, before we were even here, like our ancestors, but our parents and their parents chose a different route. Not necessarily our parents individually, but other women and men chose a different route. And now we have to pay the consequences of it. And I feel like that is so unfair. But I do think deadbeat dads, the father who just don't want to be in the kid's life, and this and that, I feel like those are the ones who should be on child support, not the ones who are actively in their kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? Making sure they do what they have to do, and as long as it is that man's child, then I feel like if he's choosing to not be in the kid's life, then he's giving up his right to, you know what I'm saying? That's when I feel like child support should be active. But
I agree.
In many ways, it's divided so many, not even just the black community. It's divided us as a nation because it's affected the white community, the Hispanic community. I've never heard of Chinese men being on child support. Have you? Now that I think about
No,
it.
I haven't. I've
But-
heard of. Go ahead, Robert.
But what's up with the last name though? Y'all kind of jump past that. Like, is it
The
cool
la-
or is it not?
no,
like,
my
who
child
got to
gonna
say
have
something?
my child gonna have my last name. Like we're gonna fight.
But
for
she
that.
say-
Last name?
But the girl said
Oh,
what?
she saying? Okay.
She said she not obligated. Look.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. She's not obligated. She
No, you are obligated.
to have.
If I'm obligated to pay child support by your decision, then
I see where she's coming from, but do I agree with what she's saying? Definitely not. But I definitely see.
so
where
how
she's
much
coming
power are we gonna give women?
from. None.
Because they really
Oh, I'm
got
sorry.
90% of it,
They do.
if
I
not
agree.
more.
I agree.
Like, if you want to keep it real, like they have so much power when it comes to these kids. Like it's not funny, and there's so many fathers that are out here that are really better than the mothers. And now it might be a thin line of that, but I think
Thin line.
as far as because there are a lot of great mothers out here.
And there's a lot of deadbeat mothers out here.
There are a lot of dead
There's a lot of
So it might not be
Benefit.
There's a lot of
benefit lovers.
Right. No, you
That's what I call them. I call them benefit lovers. They don't love them kids. They love them benefits.
I agree. Now you're right about that because when tax season come and all that, some of them be getting a grip off the government, especially if they got a couple kids. Ooh, that tax return finna be a couple thousand, boy. I tell you. But
So I mean, I'm finna come up.
that's why. No, but in all honesty, I tell people sometimes like I'm glad God didn't make me a girl. I'm glad I came out a boy because ain't no telling how I would have been as a girl.
You think you'll be chasing the check too?
I thought.
It's so easy now to get money.
It is. I agree.
What you
as a
mean?
woman, I
Like-
think it is.
Said you'll
very
be thought
easy
it
to
out,
get money.
fool.
Huh?
You'll be thought it out.
Man, hey, if I look good in my body nice, hey, if I'm 20, if I'm fresh out, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's so. Now, will it hurt me in the long run? Absolutely. Especially if popularity came from it, absolutely. Now, I wouldn't do no pornography or nothing like that. I'm not going that far. But,
a lot of room.
huh?
You left a lot of room for you to go.
Yeah, but that's a long way to go until I get there. But but no, for real, it's so easy for women to make money now. If you
I agree.
if you pretty, you have a nice body. Men are so thirsty now. Like I see it when I'm on either TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and I'll just go through the comments. It's so many dudes that just go just
Berserk.
bad out of hell crazy. Like they ain't seen a girl with a nice body,
Man.
or a nice top or nice bottom or pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's so many women that have nice bodies now, and some of them are fake. They got fake butts, fake boobs, or whatever you want to call it. And it's like it's so easy now. Like I couldn't be a girl. Lord knew. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be making so much money right now, boy. I ain't,
Oh my goodness.
especially if I had it easy like that. I ain't gonna lie. Shoot, he knew the desires of my heart.
Boy, it's like he be rich, mansion.
I ain't finna mess around with y'all. You think I'm finna work a
Drop
9 to?
top.
You think I'm finna work a 9 to 5 when all I gotta do is be pretty and
I
show
don't
half
get
of
why
my
they
body?
want to, but they definitely want to.
Hey man, it's part of the game. What they say, it ain't tricking if you ain't got it, or however the slang
Now he
goes.
gonna play all holy like he don't know the phrase.
Who?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I'm saying. I know
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Yeah, it ain't
Nah,
tricking
Eli.
if you got it. But back to this subject before we get carried away. As far as the last name go, now my child gotta have my last name because the last name is what sets the foundation for that child. I feel like for me, like him having the last name Carter or my daughter having the last name Carter, that is the only thing I have to hold on to my child outside of me being there, because the mother carries the child. Now if the child has my last name, then that makes me part of the child.
I
You know
see.
what I'm
I
saying?
see.
But I can't carry a child for 9 months. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Now once the baby is here, I can help raise the baby and mold it, and you know what I'm saying, this and that. But nah, we're gonna fight if Keisha can be my baby mama.
There you go. Now you being real. That's what I was waiting on right there.
Because we gonna have to go to court.
That's what I was waiting on.
Until one of us broke. Oh, this baby gonna have my last name. I ain't because then at some point you gotta fight for something. You know what I'm saying? Like if you bold enough to talk crazy like this, I'm bold enough to talk crazy with you. I don't care. Yeah. I ain't the most holiest. If you get crazy with me, I'll get crazy right back with you, depending on what it is. Now, if it's something stupid, then you can look stupid by yourself. But if it's something that's worthy of like my attention and my response, then you're not finna get the Minister Cedric Carter side. You might get it once I calm down, but in the moment you finna get the smoke just like me. And if Keisha was my baby mama and texted me something like that, boy, I've been out to McKinley's office every Sunday. Do you hear me? Because I'm going to need prayer from all the deacons, the ministers, the deaconesses, because I'm a, nah, bruh.
Go ahead.
I want to play devil's advocate a little bit. I
Play it.
didn't preface this with Elijah, so I don't know if he's really going to even want to respond. But with your last name, what would you have preferred, to have your mother's last name or your father's last name?
That's a good question.
That's heavy right there.
That is
So if
heavy.
you want to bypass that, feel free, because
Ooh.
I mean,
we didn't talk about this
great
prior.
question.
Oh man, that's cold.
That's
right
a
there.
great question.
That spins everything.
I have my dad's last name now.
You got it changed?
No, I've always wanted to change my last name to my mom's last name, but I think that's because my dad wasn't there. But like I discussed, I don't really know the reason why he's not there, because the woman he's with now, he has kids with her. No problem, he's there. So I wonder if it was something that him and my mom went through and they just couldn't handle it, and he was like, you know what, I just can't take it, so I'm gonna go. I mean, I understand that. So to answer your question, I don't really know. I would go either way, which is why I'm struggling with this, because I understand where she's coming from, but in her case though, tough.
It's not really the kid's choice. It's just hers. Like,
Yeah, she's
you know what I mean?
basically
She
saying
making
it's
She's
it-
not making it anybody's choice.
Yeah,
Not
she-
even the person that she decided to lay down with.
Right.
If you can't,
And that's
be
my
with the person
issue.
who you
She
laid
pulling
down,
it,
let
like,
no
You
one
acting like you ain't decided. You acting like I raped you. And
Hey, watch this though. If you look at the question, right? She didn't say, you know, if you was a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
She like, even if you my husband.
If you my husband,
I mean?
like,
So
Find
she just-
out you have no rights off the rip.
That's just power.
But what's the
right
key
there.
in this statement here is that she says he's just a father and there are no long ties to him.
yeah, you just a mother. Ain't no long ties to you.
I
Just
mean-
because you carried the
I
baby
don't-
for 9 months.
That's where I get lost at. No long ties, I get lost there.
Yeah, like just because you carried the
Just the
baby
male
for
version
9
of
months, like okay, like all right. Well, if that's the case, once the baby's born after 9 months, I'll just use you since you just the mother. I'll switch it around. All right, you just the mother. Just give me your breast milk. I'll feed the baby. I'll do this and that, and I'll take it 9 months. Now we even. And once that 9-month period comes, now we even. We can go from there, and then we can decide what we're gonna do from there.
go
Since
0,
you just
0.
the mother, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm just the father, you just the mother. Give me your breast milk. Whatever the baby needs, I will provide. I'll supply and this and that. And basically, and I feel like she's saying you just the money. Basically, you just the money.
Basically, she basically saying she don't want no man.
Yeah, she want.
She wanna be a single
and that's
mother.
what I'm saying. Like on our last show, man, a lot of women gonna be single, man, with this type of mindset, bro. It's really, it disgusts me. I ain't gonna lie. It really disgusts me, because how we had the conversation last week about the traditional woman, traditional man, from the modern woman to the modern man. It's so nasty, man, how the mindset has changed. But over time, it happens like that, you know. But still, it's really like she's so defiant about it, and that's what makes it ugly to me. Like, man, I wish my baby mama would teach me some stuff like that.
Have you ever heard the statement that we are just sperm banks,
Yeah.
quote unquote? I think that's her mindset.
Yeah, okay, if that's her mindset, she can't be mad when men just look at women as a sex object. Then, if I'm just a sperm,
She
baby,
might think that's what she is. I mean, I don't know.
Of course, we don't know, Miss
I like
Keisha,
to think
but
outside the box, so I don't.
no, and that's a fair question. That's a great question. But if you think I'm just a sperm bank, then if that's the case, then don't have sex. Just go to the sperm bank.
I agree, but
You don't get no pleasure out of laying down and you know what I'm saying and having intercourse.
She might want the pleasure, but she don't want the man.
Nah.
You know?
Nah, yeah, that's a bunch of jive. Like, that's a bunch of jive right there. So it says, is it okay for one co-parent to expect money outside of child support? I struggle with this because
Outside of child support. Huh.
I'm not gonna say how much I pay a month in child support. It is a good amount.
Is it more than what the government said is a fair amount?
No, actually, I would be paying more if I went by. what
Most
I
of us
made now.
are. Most of us are paying way more than what the government.
So in this
Approved
instance,
for.
you're looking at like when you paying what you paying, but then
Yeah, so why
then
am
she
I
wanna
giving
put
you child support if you need more?
because she want to put the kid in dance, football,
Yeah, that's
take
part
some
of the child
trips,
support.
Everything.
That's part of the child
Hey, that's-
support.
that ain't how-
What
that's
does
not how
child
she
support
said it.
mean? Support the child. What you need more money for? When he come, but that's what I'm saying. That what you just said proves my point. Like we have to go over and beyond financially when it comes. Now the mother has to spend if we aren't together
But
more
you
time.
know what
with
I
the
never
child.
understood? I never understood how we got that set amount we saying right, but we never really know what she contributed.
That's the like, man. I know some baby mama stories,
it's
bro.
been a
That
dime.
where these women are getting banked, bro, and it's really sad. Like they really living financially free. Yeah, they still work, but that work check that's basically play money because child support and all that covering the bills and this and that. You know what I'm saying? And though I've been one to help. If my son Jackson wants to do karate or whatever, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it is about him. But in the back of my head, I do have that thought where it's like, well, what, you know what I'm saying? I pay child support.
Can I
Like,
get a receipt? At
how much more money you need? How
least
much
a receipt.
more? You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. But that child, I could talk about that child support crap all day. You got something, Amber?
No, I was going to say real quick that a lot of these females come real disrespectfully and try to come to men like they're the ATM rather than the co-parent. And so rather than saying, hey, let me run this by you, we're thinking about signing up. It's, hey, we signed up, we need $500. We need
And that's the
$200.
disgusting
We need $300,
part.
Yeah,
whatever
and if
it
you
is.
do it, you a good dad, and they can brag on you. And if you
Yeah,
don't,
and if you don't, you a
Right.
deadbeat and this and that. Like,
as soon as you don't,
you can KMA, boy. But luckily, I have the mother of my child. We're to the place where we're discussing.
I hate to say it, man, but I've been around a lot of white families. White moms don't do this bull crap, bro.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
promise you
They cut different, dog. Hey,
Maybe
don't believe that.
not the ones
not
I
to
dealt
be
with.
not to be touchy, but are you talking about white to non-white or white to white? Because there's different.
Yeah.
White to non-white,
Are you saying white women don't do this to
things
black men?
unless they're in the NBA. They attack them NBA stars, but like normal couples, white and black,
Nah.
I've never seen it. I'm not gonna say it happens. It don't happen, but I've
So
never
I've
seen it.
seen both sides. I will say that a white woman isn't so quick to run to that like a black woman is. I will say that.
boy, you might get lit up. Before
I know.
Oh, my
but-
That's why I say I hate to say it, but
But facts is
I don't
the
even
fact.
wanna look at
It is the
that's
culture.
a fact, bro.
A lot of
Comments
I know
probably
I have some white homegirls that have a father in their life, but they aren't together, and they were like, no, I'm not gonna put him on child support and this and that. But if you deal with a black woman, that almost a bad
Guaranteed.
word. Yeah, it's almost
Guaranteed. Charles Barkley.
But that's all we have for our first topic. We're gonna take a quick little break, real quick, and then we're gonna come back with some more heat that we got for y'all with our opinions and our facts. Hopefully you enjoyed the first topic. We finna go into our first break right now.
I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Just break. I believe that.
With you by my side,
Together.
we can touch the skies.
We will be better than ever. Made a promise we can do it together. And I ain't breaking my word. I just wish that I could fly like a bird. Get away from this earth. Had to pray and pray. I felt that was cursed. Always tell myself it could have been worse. Never going back, I broke the reverse. It come from my soul, no need to rehearse. A lot of time I was in need of work. Talk to God like I need this to work. Jumped in line like I needed it first. But I was being selfish. Know this don't affect a lot of people. I was being careless. Took a break and stepped away. I'm coming back when I get ready. I know this breaks people into pieces, but I ain't gon' let it.
Yo, Blaze, you crazy for this one. Hey, all the champions out there feel so good. Hey, I said it feels so good.
Welcome back to CYA. We finna get right into our second topic, but before, I want to piggyback off the first topic. So about the last name, I am very understanding, and I'm willing to work with things. So, like for instance, the mother of my child, she has all sisters, and her dad wanted Jackson to have the last name Mendoza. So what I did, I was like, we can add it to his name, but we're just not finna eradicate Carter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So his name is Jackson Mendoza Carter. And I feel like it should be more of that sentiment than just like, nah, he ain't getting your last name. Like, I ain't got to give you that. If I give you that, thank me.
But why you say she did that?
Because she has all sisters, and her dad never was able to have a boy. Yeah, to carry a legacy of a boy.
Dang.
So there's 4 girls.
It's that new era.
Yeah, and he asked if his name could be a part. And at first I thought it was, are you saying like you want his last name to just be Mendoza? Or, you know what I'm saying? Because my name going to be in there somewhere. So what I did was we came to an agreement that we would have both of his names. My name would come last, Mendoza would come first. So it's Mendoza Carter. I feel like that should be more of the sentiment of how it should be done than just, your last name.
So you got a Latino baby mama?
Yeah, a Hispanic mixed with Native American baby mama.
Boy, I
That's
just
tough,
that
boy.
mix of Native American baby.
That's tough.
What if you go to the school to pick up your son and they don't know who he is because they really done dropped Carter and it's just Mendoza in there?
Wait, say that again?
What if you go to school to pick up your son and they don't know who he is because the baby mama done dropped off Carter and it's just really Mendoza on the school thing? His name is Jackson Mendoza.
I'm finna act
But you ain't know.
fool.
Boy, you better not.
I'm finna act a fool.
You better not. You better leave them Latinos alone.
Nah,
Roll deep.
I wish I might. Nah, I got to fight for something. If I ain't
Hey,
gonna
Eli,
fight,
he gonna be at the graduation. They go, Jackson Mendoza.
right? I'm gonna be going off. You hear me? Next thing you know, next thing you know, I'm on Channel 5. Parent that ran up on the stage or something and went crazy. Yeah, the animosity and the heat in my heart would be too heavy right there. That's a tough one. But
Oh, man.
like I said, why are you so down on the Latinos?
I'm not down on Latinos, but they dangerous.
Every
I
woman
love
is dangerous.
Latinos, but
They be like,
Every woman is
they call
dangerous.
his name. They
now.
be like, sumo cum laude.
Every woman is dangerous.
I ain't talking about the women. I'm talking about Latinos, period.
Like the men and the women. You
Just-
saying like the family in general, or
Just the culture, you know where they come from. They don't play. I'm just saying that.
I agree. I mean, that
You'll
don't
be
scare me, but
on a chopping block somewhere real quick.
yeah. But nowadays, with all these gangs and brothers want to act, be tough and this and that.
Yeah.
It goes like that in with the black community too. But I'd rather the sentiment be we come to an agreement more so than just
one way or the other.
Yeah, one way or the other. Like you ain't just finna. I don't care. Like this is my baby too. This ain't all you. You ain't had this baby by yourself. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, go to a sperm bank to where you can control that. You know what I'm saying? Don't lay down and have intercourse with the gentleman and then tell him he ain't got no rights. Like that's a whole nother subject. But we're gonna get right into our next topic. So we had an incident, and I actually saw this video on TikTok. So we had a lady by the name of, what's the name again? Which one? LJ's Promise.
No, I'm talking about the concept, but not the actual topic.
Oh, I didn't
the
see
text
that.
message.
I'm sorry. So I apologize. Thank you, Amber, for. So there was a text message that was sent out between two parents about a situation. So it starts off and says, "Hello, wanted to remind you LJ's prom is 6/18. He said he texted you and you never responded. Are you going half with me or not? It's after 11. Basically, mom said son could have." Don't reverberate. What do you? Okay. So how do you want me to address this then? Because they can't see it on the screen. That's what I'm saying. So, they can't see it on the screen. I'm sorry. So, okay, Amber, I'll let you direct this part. My apologies. Because I feel like they need to know each and every nuance of this.
Okay, so the response to that was, it's after 11. LJ told me you're renting him a luxury vehicle, and that's $2,000 for 3 days. His suit, gas, pictures, and food is another $1,000. That's $3,000 for one night. I don't have that type of money. You just got child support on the 1st. Why did you promise him this before talking to me? And the response was, well, you've been ignoring him. This is his special night. He dealt with so much this past year. He deserves the best. I'm not asking for $3,000. I'm asking for $1,500. We can go half. You have enough time to save, Larry. I have about 2 weeks, and it was rough for all of us. I took a huge hit with ours. I have a newborn daughter to support as well. I don't have $1,500. You need to be practical. I can take him to prom in my Escalade. That saves us $2,000 right there. He doesn't need a luxurious vehicle. And the mom responded with, he doesn't want to ride in your Escalade. He deserves his own vehicle. I'm not asking for much. You're being selfless. I think she means selfish. Your newborn doesn't require the same as your 17-year-old son. What can you give me then? What is your comments for the conversation so far?
And this gentleman pays child support, correct?
Correct.
All right, so what makes the daughter less important than the 17-year-old?
What do you mean? Why she ain't getting child support for the daughter?
Yeah.
I think the daughter is the other man's child, right?
The newborn daughter is with someone else, correct?
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
we
All right.
know.
So this is my thing where I talk about with women. They never know what they want, and they just do stuff sometimes. So on one end, we have a woman talking about you just the father, right? And this and that. Then we have another situation with this situation where the mother wants more from the father when he's basically trying to save money due to his financial situation of another baby coming in the picture,
And
right?
the pandemic.
So the mom,
Plus, though, don't forget he already paying child support $700 a month.
I agree. So on, like I said, on one hand, there's a mother that really don't care that you just a sperm bank. I'll say that, and you ain't nothing more because I carried the baby for 9 months. Then on the other hand, you have a woman that wants more from the dad when he already pays $700, and that's not even including. You got to add this too because people don't think about this. I automatically pay. Say this is me. I automatically pay $700. That's not equating what I have to spend when he comes with me. When it comes with groceries, if we go out to an arcade or whatever toys or just whatever he wants, right?
Correct.
So in reality, I'm paying more than $700 of child support a month. In reality, I'm almost paying $1,000 a month, which more than likely I'm paying more than that.
Right.
Because the upkeep, he needs shoes, he needs clothes for when he's with me, he needs a new bed.
He got a whole lifestyle
He
when he
needs a
with you.
whole
Right.
another lifestyle when he's with me. But this woman doesn't want that because her child wants and needs a luxury car that he gonna ride in for what, 2 hours, 3 hours. If it's that important, then you pay for it. Cause I'm offering a different way. He might not want to ride the Escalade, but is there a cheaper route we can go? What kind of car does he want? Where it requires, what was it, 1,800, 1,500? It requires. Oh no, that was a split. It was
$2,000 for the night for 3 days.
3,000.
Yeah,
2,000.
it was 3,000 total.
It was 3,000 total. She wanted 1,500 from him, right? Okay, so what kind
On
of
top
car?
of the 7.
Huh?
On top of the 7.
On top of the 7. So you see what I'm saying? Like how unfair it is for men. So I'm with the men on this side. Like, nah, bro, if you want this, then you pay for it because I'm not paying for it. And this don't make me less of a dad because I'm already paying child support and this and that. I can offer.
Until
now
she go in the room and tell the kid how horrible you are because he can't get it because
yeah,
you
that's
sent it.
fine. That's fine. And if that's what you want to do, that's at the end of the day that never works out for the mom because the child has a mind of his own, and sooner or later it just clicks for a child. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's really vendetta. Unless the father just isn't there, and of course that kid builds up animosity and this and that towards his dad.
True story.
And then no matter what the dad says or whatever really happened doesn't matter to the kid because you're supposed to be there no matter what. But in this instance, nah, bro, I'm not. Nah. So in reality, this month, you want me to pay? What is that? 2,200
22 this month.
for him to have a car for 3 days? If that's the case, then we could go buy him a car. We can go buy him a
$2,200, he could
car.
get a
You're not
cash
finna
car
rent
after
no
that.
car. You know what I'm saying? We can go get a cash car or something like that for $3,000. We could split it. Now that I'm more in the, you know what I'm saying? Because now that's his car. But for 3 nights, boy. Now if I'm rich, I gotta be fair. Now if I'm rich, we wouldn't have that issue to start off with.
No, but if you're rich, are you still gonna have somebody else in your pocket like that when you have a whole nother family? And then we can assume that this mother in particular, I'm pretty sure she didn't file for child support 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure she did it when he was born. And so why is it now that whenever this man has a whole nother newborn child, you expect him to reprioritize his finances to put more money on your kid?
Wait,
whenever he's already
The
paying.
dad has the daughter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not
the
the
dad
one.
has a daughter
He
with
got
someone
himself.
else.
So she got an only
this
child.
newborn don't need that money.
Right.
Go
he
ahead
got
and give
he
it
got
to
a
my
kid
son.
with his new girl.
Because
and then
17-year-olds is more important than a newborn. Told you, women don't know what they want, bro.
Okay.
unless she had the newborn, right?
Right. But let it have been her that had the newborn, and you know what I'm saying? It's Johnny, I don't have the money. I just had a baby girl. Like, what do you expect from me? All my time is going towards the new baby, but you want the man to just that's why I mean. It's a bunch of job. Boy, if this is an uncut, rated R type of show, boy, a lot of language will be getting spewed right now.
Y'all want the rest of the conversation?
I want the rest of the conversation.
So then you gotta ask, is he still in the mix? You know what I mean? Like, if he's still in the mix, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like,
Nah, I don't think. I will say this.
For him to offer up his Escalade so quick, it's like, y'all know I got an Escalade.
Yeah, so I
not like
don't
he
think
could be
he in
that
the
distant
mix
for him to
like
be
that.
Man, he could have used my Escalade.
Yeah, I think he in the picture as far as being there for his son, but I don't think him and the BM got some.
but I'm saying if he was in the mix, then should he cough up the extra cho-chos?
See, then he would have to, you know what I'm saying? Because then she would be able to use that over him, which is
I
totally.
mean, hopefully Guilt will do it by its own.
Nah, guilt don't mean that much these days. It's not in 2021. Guilt don't mean that much. It's either I'm gonna do it or I ain't. I'ma just keep it true with you. Like, it's either I'ma do it or I ain't. Guilt don't have the same impact as it used to. But we want to hear the rest of the conversation, please.
All right. So the dad said he can give $250, but that she just got $319 on the first, and you will have another $319 on the 15th. That's almost $1,000 right there. You should not have made promises you can't keep. I will not go broke trying to spend beyond my means. She says, $250? That ain't, Child support is for his living and upkeep. You can't do better than $250? Are you telling me this? And then he says, that's all I can do. It's late and I'm tired. Again, it's after 11. If $250 ain't, then I can't help
My
you.
soul
I
getting
can
lit
drive
just
him
hearing
to my
it.
Escalade and pay for food.
I'm trying to figure out what a new wife is that she letting it go down.
Man, for real.
Continue.
I'm sure she probably took over the texting by then.
Continue.
For food and pictures, you can pay for his suit. He will still have an amazing time. Take it or leave it. She says, I'll leave it, you broke, blank, blank.
Ooh.
That's why he calls my boyfriend dad. He does what you can't do. This is your son's special night, and you're being cheap. Keep your little money. Good night, bum.
Dang.
Then he says and ends it off with, you've been receiving this bum's child support for the past 16 years.
I'm
yet
so proud of. Who is
bum.
this gentleman? Because my spirit was going right there.
First name is Larry. Before your boyfriend came along, this bum helped you with rent 6 times.
Preach.
Exclamation.
Man, so
What McKinley be saying?
Blank.
Right.
And end it off right,
right.
man.
that's good. That's good. That's good, Ralph.
Oh, I'm so glad he said that because my spirit was going right there. So you telling me I'm a bum now because I don't want to pay all this money, but you okay receiving this bum's financial support of $700 a month, but like, okay, he calls the boyfriend daddy. Okay, why? Because he puts more money in his pocket, or in reality he's just using him.
Told him to.
You know what I'm saying? Read what he said again. We need. Can you bring it up an applause while she's saying this? Because this gentleman said the right thing, man. Because sometimes I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. Sometimes we can't just always be holy, man. I'm gonna be honest. God wants us to turn the other cheek, and you know what would Jesus do and this and that. Sometimes you gotta get ignorant. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta get ignorant with people. Because if not, you just let him keep stepping over you. And I'll deal with Pastor and whoever got an issue with that. But I'm saying that's how I feel. Sometimes you got to get ignorant with people. What you think?
I'm an Aquarius, which means I really don't care. I would have ended this conversation a long time ago and stopped replying. And Amber knows that.
I agree.
I'm not finna go back and forth.
I would have took over the texting, and probably if this was me, this would have been me texting her. No
Yeah,
doubt.
most likely, because I'm done at that point. I'm not finna argue with her. I'm done talking.
Yes. I'm glad he said what he said because, like I said, at some point you got to stand up for yourself. You can't have it both ways, but that's why I tell you women generally don't know what the heck they want. Because...
Sure.
Like, how can you now call me your bum, but you're okay with receiving $700 from this bum? And because, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's read some of the comments because I'm sure they're in there. So Michael Johnson, before we go into our spill the beans, Michael Johnson says, we got to remember, a lot of this is learned from the women in their lives and their circle of friends. Preach. Right. There are also a lot of women who have truly never seen a real man father. I agree 1,000%. You know what? I'm gonna say something. I'm sick of dads getting a lot of blame for how a child is raised, when in reality, it's these mothers, these kids is getting their ways and how they talk and how they respond and their attitude and this and that. A lot of that really comes from their mothers. And mothers are so great. They are. You do carry the child for 9 months. You go through physical and mental, changes and this and that we'll never be able to fathom. But a lot of this stuff stems from mothers, from how kids act nowadays. And the father not being in the picture, or sometimes it's even when the father is in the picture. You know what I'm saying? The kid still has a lot of the ways of the mother because they spend more time with the mother.
And because they so toxic.
I agree, but I'm gonna leave that right there because I don't want to go too heavy on that. But Michael Johnson, I do agree. I did see a comment from Sister McKinley. Can you put that up real quick if you don't mind? Because I don't want her comment. It was? I thought it was about the. It wasn't. Okay. Well, we're gonna go into our spill the beans.
Pastor said something for sure. I saw that.
What pastor say?
It must have been just now, sir.
Did he say something just now? Read what he said. Go on with it. Robinson says just go on with it. If you ain't got it in 5 seconds, we just gonna go on with it.
Go on with it.
All right. So we finna go into our spill the beans. Drop the beat, Rob. We finna go into our spill the beans where sometimes it gets hot up here. It gets a little erratic. Last time I went first, so I'm gonna let you drop the beat on this one. On your spill the beans first this time. So what you got for us this week?
Oh, I forgot. I do got a little announcement though. This will be our last show for about a month, man. You know.
And why is that?
I got a wedding coming up and a honeymoon coming up. So, yeah, we're not gonna be here.
Hey, y'all be safe. Don't come back 9 months later.
Y'all gonna miss us, man. I know y'all will.
Did you catch that, Rob?
Wait, what you say? I didn't hear you.
I said, y'all be careful and don't come back 9 months later.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, anyway.
Congrats to y'all. Congrats to y'all. Congrats to you, Amber and Eli.
Right.
Spill the beans time?
Yeah,
what happened to my beat?
Oh, he need the beat. Drop the beat.
Drop the beat again. I thought you already had it.
Drop the beat for him.
Oh, we don't use the beat in the background the whole time? I'm tripping. Forget the beat. I'm a acapella. All right, my spill the beans is an issue I have with Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
And his father.
You got an issue with Yahweh and Yahshua?
All right.
Okay.
You know how newborn babies die or whatever? I don't agree with not giving them a chance to experience an earthly life.
Dig deeper, please.
All right. Say, for instance, you're in your mother's stomach, God forbid, which obviously God did forbid. A baby, any baby, dies in the womb. They go to heaven, right, because they haven't committed sin. If I'm that baby, I got a problem because I never experienced earth, if that makes sense.
Okay, so my first question is,
ask
what is the cause of death? Is it just I died in general?
No, Eli don't care.
Miscarriage.
Or a miscarriage?
It could be miscarriage.
Okay, so
It could be anything.
So, okay, so is the miscarriage God's fault?
God wrote the script. It's not his fault.
Do you know what a miscarriage is?
Yeah.
What is a miscarriage?
It could be from complications. A lot of things
what
can
though?
happen.
Complications of what?
The woman's system. She's
Okay.
just not able to have a baby or carry a baby.
Okay, so is that God's fault or the person?
I believe
who's
so.
carrying?
I believe that we can't say God writes every script and then turn around and say it's not his fault.
But
quote,
do you
unquote.
believe God writes every script? So
I do.
Do you believe we live in a simulation?
Don't start with him, man.
I believe we live in, you know how we used to read those books and say, if you choose this, go to page 59. If you choose this, go to page whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I believe our scripts are like that. If you choose this, you're going to go down this path. If you choose this, you're going to go down this path. But
All
the
right.
paths are already chosen.
Okay, so you do believe in that
It's a
what we
simulation,
do up until back to the miscarriage part. What we do up until the woman carries the baby, is part of like what happens at that point as well, right? So if you did a lot of drugs, if you were drinking and partying a lot, if you was doing this and that, does that have any factor into a miscarriage?
Yes.
All right.
sure.
So is that God's fault that you did drugs and this and that?
Fault. I don't like the word fault, but he allowed it. Is it his fault?
Do you
Quote,
want
unquote,
free
yes.
will or do you want to be robotic?
See,
Because
that's where I
we
get
can't blame-
confused
we
at.
can't
That's
blame
where I
God.
get that's where
I see
I
where
get
you're
lost
coming
at.
from, but we can't blame God for everything.
Well, let's
Like,
remember.
Well, we
let's-
can't not blame him, though, can we?
Let's take into consideration that 25% of pregnancies end in miscarriage before the 7-week mark without any trauma or drugs or alcohol or any type of behavioral issues being an issue.
So,
So
okay.
25% before, I think, around the 7-week mark.
Okay, so this is how I feel. I believe in generational things being passed down, like diabetes and this and that, how that
I do
passes down from child to child.
Okay.
So if I'm affected by something my parents or my grandparents or my great parents, great grandparents, and on the line, is that God or is that just the unfortunate circumstances that my family tree has?
Unfortunately, God made you that way. Unfortunately.
So you don't believe? Okay. So you believe everything that happens in this world is God's fault?
Do you believe
Yes.
that you were made a black man on purpose or on accident?
On purpose.
How? You came from a black mom and dad,
That's where God wanted me to come from.
but you were already in the Father before, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how deep you want to go
see
down
what
this
you're
road,
saying.
because we could go deep down
So
this
the
road.
real question is, does God have power over everything or does he not? Because
God
we
has
say he has
power-
power over everything. Everything.
So you want a sin-free world. You don't want no crime. You don't want none of that. That's the only way you would believe that God has all power if nothing bad
I
happens.
believe that God allows bad to happen, yes. He destroyed the earth, that's bad. He flooded us, that's bad. I mean, that's not a good thing. We all didn't want to drown.
I agree with that sentiment, but at the same time, like because then it takes accountability away from the human element of things. If we literally blame God for everything, then there's no accountability for human at all.
I think we think we have power, but we really don't.
Humans, we have power to control what we do.
To a certain extent.
To what extent? If I go grab a gun right now and shoot up a store, is that God's fault or is that my fault?
Everybody in that store was supposed to die. Whoever died. So, yeah, it was God's fault. So do you believe that people die before they're supposed to?
That's a tricky question.
Because if I walk up
wanna
into a store and just shoot 100 folk, them 100 folk was all supposed to die at the same time.
I believe there are freak accidents. I do believe that.
I don't believe in it. I believe if they weren't going to die there in that mass shooting, they was going to die somewhere else.
Well,
All
we all
100 of
gonna
them
die
at
at
the
some
same
point.
time.
We all gonna die at some point, regardless if it's on our sleep due to
No,
to
he's
it.
saying that day.
That day, that minute, that second. Even if they wasn't at the store,
Okay,
they still
do you
would have
believe in being at the right place at the wrong time?
No. I believe in unfortunate scripts. That's what I believe in.
So, I see where you're coming from. Some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. I think we blame God for too much, man, and like it's either we have free will or we don't. So,
yeah, I
like
can get with
if
that.
we have free will, then like what we do isn't on God. Like you see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, we chose to have sex at an early age and have a child out of wedlock. That ain't got nothing to do with God.
Well, that would be Satan, right? I mean, I feel like you either
I
choose
feel
God
like
or
we
you
give
choose
Satan
Satan.
too much power.
I don't know. God may have chosen you to lead a certain life, to touch certain people with certain knowledge.
I agree.
But why
I agree, but then that questions a lot of other stuff if we go down that road. But let me get into my spill the beans. Do you have more to say?
Oh, here we go.
Let me read Johnson real quick. God makes no mistakes. We likely can't handle the issues that child was probably going to have. We likely can't handle the issues.
He's saying basically like
Oh,
God
like
knew.
okay. I got
God
it. I
knew
got
that
it.
the baby would
brain damage or something like that. Okay.
I don't know which way I'm leaning more towards, but I can't agree with that because babies are born from rape, from you know what I'm saying. Like, what makes those kids different than, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's all unfortunate circumstances, but just how I think nature just has its way, and within nature we have free will, and within free will we get to decide what we want to do, regardless if it's good or bad. Now, what we do, we have to repent. And now, if we do bad, we have to repent and ask God for forgiveness, and this and that. But I just don't believe in blaming God for everything. Because if
I don't like that word. I'm not blaming him, but
you are though.
if he's the creator of every script, he basically wrote my script to go shoot up a store ahead of time. He knew it was gonna happen.
No, I don't believe that. I can't.
How
agree
can
with
you not believe that though?
No.
that.
don't make
Because
sense.
that takes
Gonna
away
happen.
free will. If that's the case, we're just robotic.
He already knew we was gonna freely.
So
choose
you
to
do
that.
believe we live in a simulation?
Knowing beforehand and telling you to do something are two completely different.
Completely
ideas.
different thing. So by what you're saying, you believe we live in a simulation. We're all basically robotic. What we do is what we were going to do anyways. And God wrote it at this point in time that you going to get shot up at a grocery store, or you going to lay down with this person, or you going to get
Honestly
a disease.
and truthfully, yes, 100%.
So you believe we live in a simulation?
Well, to wrap up, let me give you my thought.
to a certain
If you
extent.
give your child a dozen donuts, you're going to know that they may be running around off the walls. You're not going to tell them to run around and jump off the walls. You just
So why
know
would
your
I give them
child.
12 donuts in the first place? It's my question.
I was giving you
Why write down shooting up a store in the first place?
I think that's
save it
just
for
part
another
of free
topic.
will. I don't believe you can have both. I believe God gave us, He allowed us to live and go from there, and
New topic, different day.
we go from there. So we're over. I'll leave my spill the beans for next week. If I have any beans to spill, it's to spread love and positivity to everyone you come in contact with. Get the hate out your heart. I want to leave on this note of do unto others as you would have them do unto you, which is Matthew 7.